in so many different ways. We can rationalize, and that's sometimes a problem. Our mind, our intellect is so limited, right? We don't understand the subtleness of life, of spiritual life in particular. I don't understand it. So I quit. I just surrender and let life take me exactly where it needs to take me. In the same way, I'm no different than anybody on their yoga mats right now, either at this moment, through YouTube, through our Zoom, in a future time when you are watching it through a YouTube in a later date or time of the day. There's a reason. And there's a point, and we don't have to understand why you're sitting on your yoga mat today, but it's a privilege. It's a gift, it's grace in the most subtle and loving ways to be able to practice yoga, to even have the concept or that has entered into our email because we saw a gift that somebody gave us for Christmas or my birthday, and here I am practicing yoga because my sister forced me, or because I saw a cheap coupon that I thought I'm going to use this, or because you know me from the badlands of Peru and that brought you to come in to practice, and whatever is the circumstance, because your husband dragged you to your yoga mat and then we can't get rid of you. So all those circumstances are irrelevant, right? That's the construction of the beauty of life, of God that is always watching, always looking for the opportunity, the tiniest slit of chance for us to look in. For me, for giving me the opportunity to think for a few minutes on having the privilege to sit with amazing people around to practice the shared idea of yoga. The privilege to have a space that is in the middle of a nowhere shopping center that's scary sometimes at night, but with such an immense vibration as the moment we walk in. With such brilliancy to even understand or have the intention to hear some of the things that happen within ourselves, that this space provides opportunity for us to deeply investigate and remember, right? So it's to do it again, to become members again, to remember, to reintegrate to who we are. It's nothing new, it's nothing, nobody's saying anything different. We've heard this for lives and lives and afterlife. So it's for us to take that step to be here. So we'll know if next time there is going to be a next time, or we don't know what's going to happen, 30 minutes from now. So we can and we have to, and it's our human obligation to celebrate and to embrace as deeply as our capacity allows this spiritual moment. And so with that means, and the way that we do it at this time is through our physical body, which is truly the temple of our spirit. That's the whole point of having a physical body. And even luckiest us of 8.4 million forms of life that we can take according to the Vedas, we take this one form, the only one form of those 8.4 million that actually gives us the capacity of advancement spiritually, where we can choose the activities that make our spiritual life growth. Not as a mosquito, not as a cow, not as a dog, which we all have been plenty of times. Trust the scriptures that explain that. But as a human being. So the quality of this temple, to take it seriously, not for anything else, but for that advancement of spiritual life. So as we honor with that intention our breath, and we feel that our body surrenders through the exhalation. We allow ourselves to surrender our breath out and to empty out all tension, all pressure from inside. And then pause to inhale when my body is ready to breathe in, and to observe the expansion, the lungs filling them. And I let that breath just really sink into my body, to really understand what it means to hold that breath and to exhale when I'm ready to surrender that breath out. And I can surrender everything and anything. I am allowed to surrender all. And then I pause to inhale and to take and understand that with that breath in, that prana that enters, that life force that enters into our body, we're absorbing the energy of Mother Earth, of, again, divine love around us. And we embrace it and we exhale that and we surrender everything else, all the other toxic thoughts and judgments that we have constantly through the day, that I have constantly through the day. And I take the time to breathe in. And I try to smell the scent of Radha, that beautiful source of divine love, what we call love, what we call happiness, what we call peacefulness is there. And I allow the other stuff to cleanse, to empty out, to void all the other things that I know I have for centuries and lives, millions of lives, to inhale again, to take my breath, to really try to inhale her voice and inhale her scent and inhale her energy and her way of being and her smile, her loving embrace. And I allow myself to exhale and to release and to empty out all the other things of doubt, of rationalization. And I take my hands and I lift them up towards the sky as if I were raising the arms, the underarms, the shoulders, and I hold and allowing myself to, one more time, surrendering my intellectuality, my rationalization of things, and allow the breath carry me to expand, to open that energy that enters into my heart, and to allow that heart to be patched in, to cleanse, to heal all those holes, those empty spaces, and allow that energy to enter my body, to, one more time, to use my full extension. And let my body surrender with my hands, with my arms slightly forward. It doesn't matter the form. It doesn't matter the movement of the body. It's about the movement of the intention, to allow that my body symbolizes the intention of my surrender. And I breathe and find my own rhythm, finding my way through that breath into the ground. And I surrender expectations. I don't want anything material. I don't feel for, look for those things that are going to go away in a few years, months, or days. I want something that is permanent. I seek for that essence of who I really am, right? I need to return to that source. I need to remember, become again members of that energy as my body, and I understand carries my soul, which is a tiny drop of God. As my body exhales slowly, I bring my hands into my knees, into my legs, and walk slowly to carry my spine, that my vertebrae column aligns and centers and extends and opens towards the sky. And I feel my shoulders drawn away from my ears, my arms slowly settle towards the sides of my hips. And I breathe in and I allow my index and thumb to connect very gently into Gyan Mudra, or mudra of knowledge, and allow not my physical knowledge of the things and books, but the knowledge that comes from my spiritual intelligence. And I place my palms or hands facing up, and I open my arms slowly outside my shoulders, outside my elbows, so my forearms are parallel towards the ground. I can feel my chest opening, and I find my jaw drawing in towards my chest as I exhale. And so what do I feel in my body? What are the emotions? What are the energies that are carried through? Do I need to force anything? Do I need to open something? Can I observe my intention? beyond a yoga mat, beyond this physical body? What is my long journey of? Where is it that I really aiming to be? What am I looking for in all these things around me, all these things I collect, relationships, things, names, physical body, pleasures, and things that I hold with the senses of my body when they simply will go away. And I observe again that knowledge transcends my physical body. And then I allow the true yoga to be sunk into deep into my heart. When my last exhalation empties, my arms can, one more time, extending the arms towards the sky, lengthening all fingers towards the ceiling, allowing the palms of hands to clasp gently towards each other while the index finger points towards the sky, and allow my jaw to be lifted gently towards the sky, towards the heel of the hands, and my head slowly drops behind my shoulders, and I feel my body supportive. And I feel that my shoulder blades extend and my eyes look towards the sky or behind my eyebrows, and I breathe in and lift my chin, throat, and abdomen, and heart. One more time, can I observe my body just lifting? And exhale, exhale all the way through, slowly raising my head all the way towards the sky, through the crown, and let my arms slowly settle towards the floor, and let my right knee to come gently off the ground, allowing my right foot to stay right on the ground with my toes not twisting the ankle or the knee. And I sit as close to my heels or as far away from my heels as my body allows it. And my right hand comes just inside my right leg to reach towards the ground, while my left hand stays on the thigh, on the knee, on the hip, on the waist. And I allow my body to slowly open the abdomen, open the back, and my right hand slowly presses deeper against the leg, or the tricep against the leg, or the forearm against the leg, or maybe my right hand slowly comes gently towards my toes by if my right elbow is able to come in front of my shin, and I am able to place my hand on my toes or my foot, or maybe my arm wraps around the ankle, or maybe my left arm comes gently behind the right leg and hip, and my fingers interlace and I bind. Completely relevant. It's not about how much, how far, is about supporting the body in exactly where it needs to be. And the head, is it pinching? Is it shrugging? Is it dipping into the ground? Or can I respect my physical body and open it and allow my sole of my foot to be steady, and my chest and shoulders not carry tension, not to shrug, to again hold tension in or force myself into position, but to allow myself to slowly engage and slowly open a little bit deeper. Less is always more. Allow my body maybe to look towards the left side in my last two breaths, inhaling. And I exhale my abdomen, my chest, my shoulders. One more time, breathe in. And I exhale, again, honoring my breath out. My left hand and arms and shoulders slowly soften. And I bring my body all the way to roll on its right side. So the right outer thigh touches the ground. And I place my left foot into the floor, and I press slowly my heels towards the hips, and my left hand comes in between the legs inside my left inner thigh and reach towards the ground. And this is as far as I'm going to go. Perfect. Stay right here. You don't have to go any farther than this. Allow your right hand. It's about the intention. Maybe my body's able to slowly elongate a little bit taller and farther, and maybe my right arm travels a little bit farther behind my shoulders, open, and my clavicles extend, and my sternum opens, opening the entire rib cage, bringing enough oxygen and space to my thoracic cavity and my lungs. Maybe my left elbow wraps around this foot better than the other one. Maybe this is more challenging. I am not going to be able to do that on my toes or my ankle or my foot or behind my heel, or maybe my left arm comes all the way towards the left glute, and my right hand comes around to see if my fingers interlace and bind right there on my back. And again, I'm not crunching, I'm not forcing, I'm not letting my body just suffer to extend and open. Less is more. Feel that your body opens, that you extend, that you broaden, that you're slowly looking towards the front, towards the chest, towards the right shoulder. And I sit tall because I feel my body moving. And I really move those muscles and I connect deeply and I feel that how my right foot presses onto my left ankle and heals, so I can feel my leveraging on those hips that lengthens my spine, that I can draw the right shoulder back in my last two breaths, extending as much as my body allows the extension. And I breathe finally all the way into this position, observing the movement on my ribs. And I exhale and release slowly my right hand, my right arm, my left shoulder, my left knee. And I'm going to carry slowly my body one more time towards the left side. This time I'm going to extend my right leg all the way in front of my body. And I feel that my right leg extends as far as I can or I need to in front of my body on the yoga mat. And my left leg stays contracted as little or as much as I need to. And my right hand slowly comes gently towards the thigh, towards the knee, towards the shin, towards the ankle, towards the foot. And I look directly into that right leg. And my left hand stays on the left leg, on the ankle, on the foot, on the right thigh, on the right knee, on the left, a hand reaching towards the right toes, and my elbows never lock. So if I lock my elbows, I'm going to push and create tension on my spine. And my neck area, I want to break that, and I observe my body exhaling very gently. And can I find my body emptying slowly? Not because I'm forcing anything. And so what does it feel like? How do I relate to my body? Right? Do I just not engage? I have very many judgments about my physical body. My body will never do this. I don't have the energy. I don't have the flexibility. I will never do this. You know, all these things that we hear about, or I'm forcing my body no matter what. I'm going to just push and bulldoze my way into a position. So learning from the way that we speak and we relate to our physical body, learning today, right now, on how do we form relationships. And how do we form relationships to self? And exhaling kindly through your tummy. Can you find your body one more time to breathe deeply out, to really elongate? Not because you're forcing, it's because you're letting go of that resistance. And it doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter how it looks outside. It's how you feel deeply in your last long. Deep breath out without any expectations of your body. Slowly walk your hands, whichever 1-2 hands that you have on that right leg, until your torso returns very gently back upright. And you're going to let that right leg to lift off the ground, and you're going to place it gently in the hands behind the hamstring, one leg on the thigh, one hand on the thigh or the knee or the calf, the ankle, the foot, the toes, completely irrelevant. And you're going to raise the right leg and see what happens when your right knee is flexed, when your right leg is extended, when your elbows are bent, when your shoulders are drawn back, when your chest is open, the crown that extends, and you breathe and you hold. And so holding a position, we're so predisposed in Western mentality in particular, to move quickly, to just go from thought to thought. And if we are not entertained, then we get bored. And we yawn and we fall asleep, and our mind goes all kinds of directions looking for happiness, right? That's the whole point of the mind. The mind is going to turn and look and think in as desperately for that source of external happiness. So the challenge of a yoga pose sometimes is to remain steady and to observe what happens if you just give your mind the direction. The intellect guides the mind. And if you give the body the entire attention it needs to support and extend, and your body starts changing and your posture starts changing, and you breathe and support the movement of that entire extension, and you let, again, healing to happen, to let those joints, muscles, ligaments, tendons, deep breath. Yes, yoga can also be quick and sweaty and all those fun things that we also have done for so many years, but the most maybe subtle form is to sustain, to really maintain your mind engaged, to feel your breathing, to not forget. The moment we start breathing, we stop breathing, we stop doing our yoga practice. Last one deep breath, inhale deeply, and then softly release that right knee, allowing the right leg to slowly Flex and place it naturally and gently on the right side of your body with your right heel as close, as far away from the groin as you need to. And the knee doesn't need to touch the ground on the right side. And your left leg doesn't have to be fully stretched. Again, throw away all those expectations. What does it feel okay for your body to be in this position? How does it feel to be okay? Can I square my body? What is it that I need to do to slowly invite my body to lean forward into that Janu Shirshasana position? Can I allow my hands to both hands come towards the thigh, and that's enough? Is that okay? Can I believe that that's enough for me right now? Is it okay or equally okay for my forehead to touch my shin? Is it perfectly okay to observe the same extension? Again, it doesn't matter, right? It's not better. This, again, mentality of scarcity in the Western world. We have to do something better. We have to, because that's the price. The price is reaching somewhere, getting something. And there's absolutely nothing to gain, as we said before. All those material gains are so elusive. The intention is what's behind, what is in my mind right now. How am I cultivating my heart? How can I stay steady and give a chance for my body to truly heal, to not be distracted? And your mind and my mind does get distracted and goes away. How can I bring it back? A simple itch, a simple breath, somebody breathing in a different way catches our attention, distracts us. As somebody walking outside the door, anything will distract our mind. Can I stay focused? Is there anything I need to do to really listen to my rhythm of breath? Can I extend and now feel what parts of your body, once your body has crossed that edge of reaching to the position, can I allow those muscles to just rest in extension? Can I find my neck and my jaw, my elbows, my shoulders to always be safeguarded when the last full breath empties all the way slowly through this position? My hands walk up the leg very, very gently into my knee, into my thigh, into my hip, slowly raising my torso without having to rush. And I sit. And I bring my left leg to raise kindly, because one hand comes gently under the hip and the other one under the inner thigh or knee, or both hands reach gently towards the toes and arch of your feet. Completely irrelevant. My knee is extended, my knee is bent, my leg is high, my leg is low. It doesn't matter. It's completely unimportant. Can we understand and practice right now that the external expression is not important? The external modality is not what really, it doesn't mean anything. It's allowing our immense world inside to open up. That every breath really invites that energy coming in. That every exhalation really lets us surrender, and we feel it physically, emotionally, connecting spiritually, letting your own rhythm, and you allow your body to slowly start shifting and getting longer and more supple and more open. And let your body one more time to breathe and extend. And when your last two breaths come in, can you sit tall? Is your spine supported? Can your tummy and hands and arms in your final breath out slowly soften all those parts that you thought will never end? Let that leg exhale and release slowly towards the ground. Beautiful. And let kindly for that leg to fall or to bend one more time, and bringing your right leg behind and roll over that left knee, so your left knee stays on the ground and your right leg slowly shifts back, and you can feel the toes of that right leg stretching as far back as your body allows it, and staying on that left shin, foot, knee, and let your hip slowly start extending on the right side. And the hands even, it doesn't matter which hand, where are you placing your hands, as long as you're not pushing onto your wrists, you're not hurting the fingers, you're distributing the weight evenly from right to left hand, that the elbows are not locked, that you're not over twisting the elbows so your shoulders shrug and tense, that you're actually creating space and opening, that your energy moves through your body and we breathe. And again, entering into that sense of moving meditation. And your patience or your intensity is absolutely yours. Thousands of people have walked out in the first 15 minutes of a yoga practice, of my yoga practice. And that's perfectly okay. To allow your physical body and your energy to connect, as long as our bodies are able to. And then check with your body, check with your mind. What are the thoughts? What are the reactions? What is the energy that we're carrying? What is the things that are being triggered? And what are the things that we're finding about ourselves? Can our toenails touch the ground? Can our shoulders open a little bit wider? Can my chest come a little bit taller? Can my chin lengthen a little bit longer? And those are all relative terms to my condition. And my eyes roll behind my eyebrows. And my jaw slowly moves away from the throat and chest, and I feel the lengthening of my spine, and carrying all this energy along the body, carrying my body to extend not just the backside, but now the front side of my body, the hip flexors, the abdominal muscles, the entire throat and organs internal to my body. One more time. Are you breathing? Are you maintaining, sustaining your own rhythm? Letting your last full breath, engaging. And then exhale again, moving meditation, right? What does that mean? What does that feel like? You don't have to have a definition. You can simply feel it and experience it. And let the elbows touch. Let the forearms touch the ground. Palms of hands come towards the ground. Let the right toes tuck right under the ankle, the right heel, and your body slowly raises possibly the right knee off the ground while your toes of the right foot are pressed toward the yoga mat, and the heel of the right foot moves behind your body. And the head tends to look up because we control things by looking around with our eyes to the things around our environment. Can I find enough safety around me that I'm able to just ground? And I feel that my elbows and forearms are supported, that my glute muscles and my thighs and my calves are really stretching, and I give an opportunity for my fascia on the sole of the foot to stretch while the jaw draws in and the crown of the head extends gently away from the heel of the right foot. And so what are the little squeezes and what are the little movements that I do with my body, with my joints, to extend and activate those very subtle centers of energy? And if I move very quickly, if I go from position to position, sometimes I miss it and I don't really feel it. So now I'm investing time into my moving meditation. Although my gross physical body might not be moving very quickly, internally, those little subtle parts of my gross body, the organs, even at the cellular level, there's constant blood flowing through. There's constant breathing of the cellular level to allowing that passage of oxygen into the cells of every one of our tissues of the body, to breathe, to activate energy, to bring energy, to heal, to let all the old stuff take away. Every cell does that. Every single part of our body. Can we believe it? Can you feel from the skin to the core of your bones? When and if your body's ready, can you observe your tummy and every part of your body that you want to focus in, to exhale and release softly your right leg and soften your body. And then we roll completely on our left hip, as if you're just sitting on the left hip. Let it drop slowly, bringing your right knee bent forward and rolling over your right knee to extend your left leg behind, and see what happens. If you slowly shift, and it doesn't have to be like anybody else's, you don't have to look like anybody else, feel your body and the hands pressing to the ground. The left leg starts gently exhaling, and my knee sometimes doesn't work because I have knee problems. I can't flex that one leg, or is it my hip that has problems with my lower back? Adjust, modify. Right? Find your way into a position that is absolutely perfect for your body. It is your yoga practice. It is your moving meditation. Nobody can do meditation for you. We have to be engaged and supported. Can I find my left leg to really activate, and whatever that means to me? Can I feel my toes, my heel, my ankle? What are the adjustments? What is my body telling me that I need to do? Can I extend? Do I need to even go any further than this, or I need to undo and rest and come back out of the position, and then maybe come back in if I need to, and we are still in that position? And can I allow my shoulder blades to shift back, and maybe my clavicles move to really create openness into my heart center? And why is the heart so important? Can I allow my movement and breath to be led by the heart, and my chin and throat extend, my eyes look towards the sky behind my eyelids, even looking towards the eyebrows with my eyes softly covered, and use my hands and my fingers, and I adjust and I create length and extension, and I breathe deeply. And excellent. Can I think about and be grateful to all the subtle things that are happening into my body? And can I stay committed for a few seconds? Adjusting at all points and any point, any part of my body that needs to be adjusted. And can I still commit it and not take things for granted? They will all disappear at one point or another. Can I take this moment not for granted and be grateful? And feed internally our hearts, patch it up, heal it. The more we have, the more we can give others. But we have to understand, where is it that this is coming from, and where is it sustaining? Is it just passing right through? Can I allow my last two breaths to really engage those glutes, feel that every tissue, including my skin, especially my skin, releases softly forward, and the elbows softly relax, and my arms move gently, the forearms to the ground, the palms of hands towards each other. Your neck slowly lengthens, and we flex the left toes, and the left knee may come off the ground or not. Balancing both forms, as you already know, is not the elbows, it's not just the wrists, is the forearms, and the abdomen and the heel and the glute on that left side really support the movement. Do I need to hug? Do I need to lengthen? Do I need to contract? Do I need to squeeze? Do I need to open? Do I need to shift? Do I need to rotate? Am I still constantly maintaining my breath? Am I breathing? Can I allow myself, again, the grace of staying present with my body, not running through our jobs, our activities through the day, our weekends go by, and we don't even remember what we have done. Can we slow down and live mindfully, not taking for granted every one of those activities? That every activity should lead, or hopefully leads, into the reawakening, the softening of our heart, and the purification of our heart, not the hardening, not the criticism of others, not the negative words that sometimes come from my mouth, or the judgment that comes from my immediate or automated thought. But to learn to use a mantra, to use a breath, to use a thought, a focus of attention, a point, a memory, a personality, to focus in, so that brings back in myself into centeredness, that I can stay in constant moving meditation, not only on our yoga mat, but the challenge is outside our mats. Can I find myself one more time, extending and opening and broadening every part of my body as my body now is talking to me. Now I've engaged all those things. Now I can feel every one of my muscles. I can exhale and release it. Release pressure, release tension that we may have created, and letting the body slowly roll all the way onto the right hip gently, and bringing the left knee slowly forward until your body comes on hands and knees and stays very gently on the palms of the hands, on the knees, and your hands are about shoulder distance, your knees are about hip distance, and your body exhales slowly into this position. And the body allows soft movement through your neck, shoulders, hips, toes, feet, until the exhalation is able to breathe the tummy. The muscles of the abdomen contract, and your belly button area slowly retracts towards your lower back, and your head slowly drops, and you hold as you inhale, opening your shoulders a little bit wider and the space between them towards the sky, and your belly button area flexes, your chin tucks in towards your chest. One more time, feel that you're extending. It's not just a movement, it's not just a breath, it's a movement of the internal parts of your body. That by arching your spine, you're separating your vertebrae, those little bones that conform your colon, and the discs that sometimes we don't move them. They need flexibility. They need to be moved. They need to be breathed into. That the fluid that runs in the spine, in the, again, that tube that holds all the nerves, moves around, that I extend and move those nerves in every part, not just one part of my back, but can I feel different parts? Can I feel how my head and my neck and my shoulder blades really activate little pieces? Can I find my belly and my hips tucking? One more time, observing, looking with my mind's eye, what are the parts of my body that need to be moved? And when my last breath comes in, deep, deep breath in, sink as if I were sitting on your back. Sink, because I'm very heavy. Your lower back is going to arch all the way towards the ground, and your glute muscles are raising, and your tailbone. Imagine you have a tail on the very end of your spine, and you raise that tail, and your arms are softened enough that you can let the chest travel in between your shoulders and raise the chest, while your glutes remain holding the hips very tall. And it's not about arching the spine, it's about lengthening the torso forward away from the waist. And so what does it feel like to raise the chin and to look slowly towards the eyebrows? One more time, behind the eyelids. And I find my breath. And I observe my abdomen. I observe all the muscles that I overextend or don't use, or that I think and judge them all the time to be weak or to be whatever. Can I just observe and move my skin? Feel that my skin actually needs to breathe and move and extend and contract. And there's some nice, delicious juices inside our body that are created when the movement happens, and the body responds, and the nervous system responds, and then entire system of my body activate, because I'm just paying attention. A simple movement. When my body is ready to inhale and lift deep through your chin and the crown of the head farthest away, and let your elbows slowly soften, your spine to round, forearms come towards the ground, allowing the elbows to be about shoulder distance. Or if you know how to measure the distance of your forearms between your elbows, by all means, by rotating your hands, as you know, touching the back of your elbows. Hands stay on the ground, fingers touch each other, interlacing fingers, palms of hands over each other. It doesn't matter. Find what's best for your arms, as long as not the elbows, the toes flex, and your knees start raising. And the head is not going to touch the ground, is going to hover in the space between your forearms or elbows. And the heels come a little bit longer. And you stretch your calves, and you raise your glutes, and you push with your forearms slightly towards the yoga mat to press your body farther away from the elbows. And you feel how that opens the chest, the strength of your shoulders, the strength of your triceps, and the strength of your pectoral muscles. Engage your chest. Allow your body to engage slowly, to feel. What does it feel to be strong into this position? Is your neck tensing? Are you able to relax your head and feel that your jaw draws in, and you feel the crown head pointing deeper towards the ground as your last two breaths? Beautiful. Feel your body inhaling deeply. And then exhale and let your knees slowly touch very, very gently the ground. And your body exhales. And you bring your hands under your shoulders one more time into full neutral position, finding your back, finding your shoulders, fingers. Really dig into the yoga mat as if you're just trying to grasp a handful of your yoga mat. And your right leg slowly moves back and your left leg moves back, and maybe your knees stay on the ground, and that's as far as you're going to go, and your knees move as far back as your body allows it, so your hips are just aligned with your shoulders and your hips are not higher. You're not pushing to your hips are pushing forward, and you're taking the weight into your chest, not on the wrists, not on the elbows, not on the shoulders, but on your chest muscles. And for a few of us, the knees come off the ground, and you can find yourself into Chaturanga Dandasana position and find your body into full plank, and your inner thighs connect, and your glute muscles connect, and you fire up your thighs, and you fire up your calves, and you fire up your belly and your chest, and you breathe and not push into the hands or your fingers. Breathe in, jaw draws in. Again, knees off or on the ground, and you can go in and out. You can soften, rest, one more time, breathe. Find, where do I find strength? Not forcefulness, but where do I find strength? Can I find my last 2 breaths? Beautiful. Feel your body connecting. Engage your strength into those muscles to release one knee, settle knees to the ground, letting your hands slowly open your knees a little bit wider than your hips or hip distance from each other, so your toes are not tight. Your hands walk towards your knees, your hands walk towards your thighs, and we kneel. We kneel into this position so your hips are retracting your glutes and open your hip flexors. Your abdomen immediately holds your lower back. Your chest opens, your clavicles open, your arms extend towards the sides of your thighs and hips. And then your palms and hands face forward while your thumbs rotate to the back of your body. So feel that your thumbs move your shoulders and the entire arm, and your chest lengthens towards the sky, and your chin may, if your neck allows it, look towards the ceiling or behind the shoulders. And so what is the challenge here? Can you stay away from the discomfort or the pain and stay right on the edge where your body's active and you feel connected and you're breathing, most importantly, out? The inhalation comes many times on its own. Exhale, intentionally breathe out, purify, cleanse, let go, and then inhale to open. And then exhale one more time. Where is the discomfort, or where is that we're really feeling, or where is that we're stuck in our mind? Are we, again, going back to our old pattern of thinking? Are we going back to that thing that we do and have done for millions of lives? Or can we surrender this one moment, this one precise breath, to that divine energy around us? Can I allow myself to really visualize with my mind's eye, that I understand with my mind's eye that name or personified name of peace or harmony or love is right here, is right inside and around me with every breath. Can I observe my body to breathe all the way out and coming slowly back upright? Inhale. And then leaning all the way forward with your knees exactly where they are. You're going to place your elbows maybe into the floor. If your shoulders are able to support that, your forearms are able to rest into the ground, and your head slowly softens and your fingers into the ground or towards each other, while your right knee then supports the position. So your right knee finds balance and your left leg is going to move behind you and up towards the sky, just the left leg. And we tend to isolate in one group of muscles. Can I isolate not only those muscles, but the entire leg movement, and feeling that it's not my glute alone, it's my abdomen? Can I pull my leg far enough behind and tall enough that I know I'm activating the left side of my obliques, that I'm able to connect my shoulders and my chest to be open? And I observe my body. So what is my jaw, my forehead, or my breathing doing? Am I stopping, or am I flowing into this position? Am I surrendering? Can I allow, again, I isolate many times my calf, my ankle, and my foot by relaxing them and letting them float, rather than activating and reawakening and bringing life into every one of the corners of every one of my toes. And that brings life to my foot, the root of my toes, the sole of my foot, the heel, the ankle. Can I breathe into this position so my body feels connected? One more time, inhaling. And when and if my body is ready, exhale and release the left knee. Settle it into the ground. Allow both knees to be perfectly comfortable. Walking your hands towards your knees, towards your thighs, rounding the spine. Exhale in as many breaths as it takes us. We're going to walk your body into full kneeling position. One more time. Shoulders, spine, torso comes up. Big range of movement, right? We've brought a lot of blood and fluids towards our head. Now we're standing up in the most perpendicular position for the fluids to move away from your body, and the hands slowly open to the sides of the hips with your thumbs rotating towards the back of your body, so that opens and rotates the shoulders, open the entire frontal deltoid muscles, your pectoral muscles, your clavicles, the entire throat, all the organs behind your throat, your voice. Your eyes clear, your forehead clears, the head lengthens back. And most importantly, for me, many things I've said that I didn't mean to say are right there, and they're trapped in my voice chakra, in my throat chakra, or things I wish I could have said. And I was embarrassed, or I had all these other layers of things to prevent me from chanting out loud or singing. It doesn't matter what kind of voice, singing voice I have, is the intention of my voice being heard and pronouncing and participating. Can I allow my throat and tongue and chest and heart to be connected? One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, move your shoulders and spine and raise as you inhale in as many breaths it takes us to bend forward, to feel my hands and forearms and elbows, shoulders towards the ground, palms, hands towards each other, neck is soft and jaw draws in, left knee settles into the floor, the right leg slowly moves back, and maybe the right leg lifts off the ground. Am I adjusting? Is there anything that I need to do? Open my elbows wider, shift my elbows closer or farther away? Can I allow my right abdomen to start feeling? Imagine I'm going to come around and pull you from that right ankle away from the hip and tall towards the sky. And so what are the muscles that are really talking to you? And ouch, and it's not a good feeling in yoga, right? That's what we're trying to avoid. So come and down, rest. Less is always more in yoga, and focus into what is appropriate and beneficial to your body. How can you squeeze that glute? How can you activate your thigh? How can you connect to that knee? How can you allow the calf muscle to be activated by moving your toes? And whose judgment is it about the body, right? Nobody has said, and nobody will ever say, unless I'm teasing you, unless you're Betsy and I tease you, and your leg to be in a certain way that is wrong, or anybody judging your body to be in a wrong position, right? It's all these voices that we hear that we're repeating in ourselves in this cycle of historical hysteria. And so can you find yourself one more time, finding the best utilization of this last few seconds as the belly and the abdomen, and you maintain stability, perfect balance. One more time, let your body inhale to really feel the exhalation, to empty through your gut in your last breath, and release your right knee and let it settle to the floor, and let your body slowly walk your hands towards your knees. Again, you've inverted your body. Blood flow is going to come exactly on the opposite direction. Kneel into this position. Observe your body to stay steady. Allow this time your left foot to step forward in front of your body. So your left foot comes as wide as your shoulders, as wide as your hip, and the heel of that left foot stays on the ground. And this is as far as you're going to go. Stay right here. Left hand needs to touch the thigh, it needs to touch the space close to your kneecap. By all means, use your left hand. If your body is ready and you want a little more something, then maybe you can lean forward enough that your knee never crosses, as you know, the tip of your left toes, and your body exhales, and your hands or one hand on the leg. Perfectly okay. Observe your body. Do not twist, do not rotate your joints, observe your glute muscles, or stay kneeling in the position. That's perfectly okay. For some of us, the arms slowly settle towards the sides of your hips. For some of us, the arms extend above the head. For some of us, the palms, hands connect, and the index finger comes into steeple pose, and I stay. And I stay into this position, not because I'm forcing my body, because I understand less is more, and I breathe. And I, again, enter into that moving meditation. What does it feel like to be in this connected state? Can I allow my body to breathe through your diaphragm? Can I allow my head to be placed in a place that is opening, maybe looking towards the sky, looking directly forward? One more time, breathing in. Can I observe in the last 2 breaths? Use those muscles that you have used in a very gentle and deliberate way. Allow your last breath to exhale all the way out to its position and come slowly. Arms and hands help to move very gently your body. And then extend that left leg. Hands come towards your thigh, towards your knee. It doesn't matter how far your left knee stretches. Lift your left toes or flex your left toes towards the ground and let your body lean forward, and see if your spine opens and your jaw draws in and the crown of it extends, and you feel your body lengthening the hips, the hamstring, the glute muscles, and the spine and the back, and your arms extend as far forward, as far to the wide outside your shoulders or towards the back of your body as you need to. And observe again, opening. Are your toes pointed so you're not forcing any one of your joints? Do you need to extend deeper your calves and hamstrings by flexing your left toes? There's tons of possibilities. Do you need to touch your forehead towards your thigh or shin, or can you simply stay in a neutral space? Are you balancing your body? One more time, breathe in. Exhale all the way through. Beautiful. Can you observe your diaphragm? Stay committed to your feeling, to your body. Is your mind immediately? Sometimes the mind tries to escape the situation. Exhale. Can you allow mindfulness? One deep breath. It's all we have. And one exhalation. That's all you have in your last long, full, deep breath. Exhale from the gut area when your body is ready. Your body. Slowly move forward so the left knee is gently bent and you slide back your left leg. Palms of the hands on the ground. Slide forward your right leg, left knee and foot comfortably on the floor, wide enough so you're not wobbly. If your legs are too close towards the midline of your body, you're going to be losing balance. So open your right leg as wide as needed. Find your shin, not the left toes, to guard your balance on the back side, and your right heel stays on the floor firm, never lifting that right heel. Your knee will never cross the line of those right toes, so your foot is far enough. Your arms stay on the leg, and this is as far as you're gonna go. One hand on the leg, that's perfectly okay for your body. From this point forward, anything else is optional. Even this is optional. Can you let your hands stay maybe hanging on the sides of your hips? For some of us, the hands come slowly towards the sky above the head, and we lean forward, and you can feel that your hands stay on the leg or above the head, and your abdomen tugs and your head looks up and your chin lengthens and your spine slowly opens. One more time, breathe. So now that you are able to get to the point of challenging, this is the moment. Right? The beginning is easy and nice and fun and pretty, but now is when you really are now warmed up. Now your body's asking you, what the heck are you doing to me, right? So can you find yourself committed? Less is more. Not to force yourself into a position, but to find strength in spite of the pose. Is your head, is your spine, and you letting your body really trust the strength of the leg. Nobody dies from a sore thigh, or nobody dies because your glute muscle is just working a little too hard. So observe your body, not yet at least. Maybe today's a good day. Find your tummy, find your last 2 breaths. Can you really feel your body? One more time, deep breath in. Exhale all the way through. Press slowly with your hands or with the right leg, gently opening. And your body comes with your hands towards your thigh, towards your knee, towards your shin. Toes slowly flex or extend towards the ground, and your body starts leaning very, very gently forward. And your hands and shoulders and torso extends away from the hips. And you find your knee, never locking, opening your knee, allowing your heel to be on the ground to support, and your toes to point or flex. And you allow the shoulders and hands to open as wide, and take time to feel those muscles. Where is your focus? As we say in yoga, where's your drishti, right? Where's your mind's eye going to? Where's your point of attention? Deep breath. Allow your exhalation to really guide you through it. Less is more. Step back from pushing. Stay as connected as your body allows it. And what is the conversation you're having inside? Right? We tend to blame it on the yoga mat. We tend to blame it on the lunch from earlier today or the late dinner. We tend to blame it on the spouse. We tend to blame it on the flat tire. All kinds of things happen. So can you find yourself taking full responsibility? And full responsibility means the ability to respond, right? Have a response, to be able to have a response to the present moment. And what is your response? Is it of fear or out of love? Can you let your body one more time really surrender, not push, surrender, and let those muscles adjust in your last 2 breaths? Can you observe the rhythm? Inhale. And when your body exhales all the way through, slowly, allow your body weight to lean forward, to flex that front knee, that your right and left hand help. Your right leg slowly comes behind, and your body exhales. And you're going to turn towards whichever side you want, the long side of your yoga mat. So you're going to drop one hip. It doesn't matter which side you're going to be looking into. And your legs are going to open along the yoga mat. So right leg opens away from the left one, and your heels are coming to the corners, and you sit as wide as your legs allow it, and your heels are strong into the floor. It doesn't matter if your legs look directly in front of you or completely wide apart. It's not a competition, right? It's not about judgment. Can I still sit on my sitting bones? Can I find my belly tucked in, and then allow my hands to either hold one hand in front of the other one behind both of my thighs, both in front of my hips, completely irrelevant. Can I adjust and observe that I'm loosening up my torso, and I sit into as long as my body allows extended position of my torso? Can I let maybe my body slowly and gradually not use my hands to force my torso, but maybe gently the arms are going to let go and shift a little bit. And maybe they need to go back and push a little bit more, and you can feel it. Or maybe your body doesn't need your hands to stay perpendicular. Maybe the palms of hands come slowly in front of your heart center into Anjali Mudra. Into that mudra that connects your palms of the hands, right? That's what it means, into your heart. And your jaw draws in, and the crown of it extends, and your belly retracts, and you change the posture from the base of your back. Nobody asks us to do a full split, right? It's not about that. It's about sitting in a way that lets the hips move. And how much or how little do our hips need to move? And how do that movement allows to support the sacrum, right? The inner edge of those ilium bones. Can they press into the sacrum? That is the last fused vertebrae of our vertebrae column, that then pulls the lower back to be more upright and erect. And the abdomen immediately tugs in to raise the rib cage and open the shoulders. And the hands stay gracefully placed onto the ground, legs or in front of the heart center, and the body breathes in. And the body breathes out through the tailbone. Can I find myself just for a few more seconds investing time on the health of my hips? Can I allow myself one inhalation that extends and opens my body, and find your rhythm to exhale, to surrender one more time. All expectations, sit deepest to the ground, and then come off the ground from the pelvic floor towards the crown of the head. Raise it up as you're breathing up, and then you surrender. You ground through your breath down into your tailbone one last time. Can I find my breath coming from the gut area deeply into the crown of my head towards the sky? And I let my body exhale, hands and shoulders soften, and let my fingers come towards that edge of my yoga mat. And maybe I round my head and torso a little bit forward, and my elbows bend. And this is as far as I'm going to go. Perfect. Stay right here. Just give a little bit of range of movement to your spine. If that's enough for your body, by all means. If your elbows are able to bend and your forearms touch the ground, by all means. Maybe fist over fist come right under your forehead. You can rest your fists on top of each other and your head on top of each or one of your fists. And maybe your hands are able to extend and your forehead is completely able to touch the ground. Completely relevant, right? It's not forcing, it's not tense, it's not comparing, right? What is our, again, that edge of competition? Is it just an act of fear, right? It's not about not judgment. It's not about letting everybody be exactly the way they need to be right now in this moment. But it's about comparing and more this mentality that we have grown to adjust to. That is not our nature. Our nature is to be kind and compassionate and simple and uncomplicated and innocent and kind one more time with ourselves and others, and humble, not on our ego. The ego is simply an identification with a soul, a wrong, or an identity that is not permanent. If I identify myself with my body and somebody says something bad about my body, I feel bad because I think I am my body. But if I agree, I have ugly knees. So what? In this life, I got ugly knees. So big deal. But that's not me. Or I don't have a fancy car, or I don't have long hair that is long enough, or whatever it is, right? Or eyelashes. I mean, you name it. We have all kinds of little things that we compare ourselves. So can we let that ego, that false identity, step away? And when my body ends up finally surrendering all the way through, and I find those muscles, those organs, those tissues that need to extend and open slowly, without any tension, without any forcefulness, very gently, I'm going to bring my body to slowly return back to center. And I'm going to feel my body sitting upright. And I'm going to carry the back leg towards the front of my yoga mat. I can use my hands if I need to. I can bring my hands to carry my leg out, or I just simply bring my leg to come slowly towards the front, gentle, very, very gentle movement. And my legs are slowly flexing, so my hands hold onto my knees, behind my hamstrings, thighs, and glutes, and I rest on the yoga mat. And my back rests, and my neck rests, and my right knee contracts into my belly, and I'm holding it from the behind the hamstring, behind the knee, behind the entire leg, or simply on top of your shin, on top of your kneecap. And then the left leg extends, and I feel how my right knee contracts into my belly, and my shoulder blades roll into the floor, while my jaw tugs in, my crown of head extends away from your tailbone, and the rib cage and abdomen slowly flatten into the ground. And so what does it feel like to stay here for 3 more breaths? Can I observe my body to empty through your gut, through the entire belly button area? One more time, observe your back opening. Not pushing, tensing, simply exhale. Again, connect to the magic of your body. Your body knows exactly how to heal itself. When the body is ready, cross that knee. Simply bring it over your abdomen, across your body towards the left, and see if your back rotates without separating the right shoulder blade off the ground, or as little as possible to separate that right shoulder. The right knee comes to the left. Your left arm holds that leg across, and we soften, twisting. The more flex that right knee is, the more intense the position. The less flex, it's equally appropriate. Can I let my back and hips and glutes really stretch and invest the time to exhale, to soften the right shoulder deeper to the ground while your right knee travels a little bit deeper across. Your left leg doesn't have to be forced. Move through your abdomen, move through your waist. Most importantly, through your back. The lumbar spine moves, and let those muscles just shift. Take your last 2 or 3 breaths. Exhale deeply. One last time. Can you inhale deeply? Can you exhale all the way out, deeply into this position? And your left hand, very gently, in a slow, gentle movement. Enough breaths, as many as your body needs to bring that right leg back into center, contracted into the chest. Breathe in. Move your right leg slowly forward in front of your body, stretch it out, flex the left knee in, switching sides, and see if you hold the leg from behind calf and hamstring or on top of your shin. Find your way. Your elbows, as you know, tight to your body so you're not tensing for your shoulders. The back of the neck and the back of the head travel flatter to the ground by moving the head a little bit longer and tucking the chin deeper to your throat. So that lengthens from the atlas, from the first vertebrae, right? That's the one that takes the entire posture of the rest of your vertebrae column. That's where the body rests truly. The atlas is one of the most important vertebrae, although we may feel it on the lower back. Can you allow your jaw, your bite, that influence the position of that first vertebrae, your shoulder blades, the position of your clavicles, the position of your tummy, the abdomen strength that holds the spine long and tall, adapts and adjusts to the space on your cervical area. And is your right leg long enough? Can you breathe for the last 3 times? Inhaling, flexing. Exhaling, flattening the lower back deeper to the ground. One more time. Inhale, inhale. Exhale to your own pace. In your final deep breath, allow your right hand to pull maybe your left knee across and just travel your left knee without separating your left shoulder blade off the ground. And the more flex, the more intense. So maybe you want to start light and then activate more intensity. Maybe you can start from the very beginning and then slowly adjust the proximity to the ground. Find yourself holding with the right hand, the left knee traveling across. And the neck doesn't suffer. The shoulder blades do not suffer. We tense part of the body because we want to control. You want to fear-based reaction. Can I allow that part of my body to exhale and stretch? And I feel my right leg extended a little bit longer. My right hand pulling my left knee farther across into the floor. To add intensity, I flex my left thigh a little bit deeper. Very, very gentle movements, adapting. Are my fists tight? Are my lips biting? Am I biting my teeth? Can I soften my forehead? Let your body in the next 4 breaths to really let go. Surrender every time you exhale. Inhale by oxygenating the part of your body that's talking loudest to you, and exhale, letting that part travel a little bit more trustingly. And breathe. And you exhale a little bit deeper. Last 2 breaths. Exhale, feeling your body moving. Your last one deep breath in at your own pace, not mine, as you already know, in very gentle motion. The right hand may help to slowly bring the right arm pushes the left leg and knee off the ground back to center. And we adjust very softly. The head, the neck immediately come to mind, the shoulder blades, the hips, the right leg when my body's ready and I feel that left leg really flexed. And now extend it and stretch it in front of my body towards the flatness of the yoga mat. And I feel my body exhaling, placing my heels in a comfortable distance away from each other, as if I were to pull you from your big toe, and lengthening those legs, knees, ankles, and my lower back and belly sinks, and my shoulder blades widen, and the back of my neck extends, and I feel my arms either on my belly or my hips, on the sides of my hips to the ground with the palms of my hands up, outside the shoulders, above the head, fingers sliding like a pillow behind my neck, whichever is the most comfortable position for my body right now. And if I take a few seconds, can I rest the parts of my body that I have actually engaged or they're still talking to me? And intentionally with my mind's eye, with my drishti, I look into those pieces of my body. Is there tension? Am I still holding? Being able to let go. Am I still in a gentle moving meditation? There's so many parts of your body that are moving. Your heart, for one. Can I find myself in this moment of singular focus? Not thinking about 10 things at a time, but thinking of just one. What is it that you choose to visualize, to bring to mind, to heart right now? If this were your last thought, very, very kindly allowing our body to breathe in to the parts as if you're just bringing that energy into parts of your body that reawaken, and you move them a little bit, you move them a lot. You start softly re-engage them and twist them as if you're just waking up, right? As we do when we get in the morning, as we stretch the body and parts and sections and concentrate it and focus it without undoing too deeply. One more time, take your body to stretch, to lengthen. One last full breath in. And as the body exhales, soften. Bring your knees and your legs to slowly flex, your back and shoulders to slowly flatten, your torso to roll on its side completely as if you're coming into that fetal position, as we know, curling through your abdomen, through your chest, really creating space, nurturing your heart, nurturing your gut or solar plexus, feeling that you're embracing that energy, that image that you created within you, that one thought that you chose to focus your attention to. Embrace it. Feel it. Have all the sensations that come with that one thought. And when and if your body slowly supports your own rhythm, do not get distracted. Stay focused. Stay with that laser pointed attention to connect through your temple to your spirit. Allow your body to slowly be carried back up, to softly, not to abruptly change, but to softly carry the same energy that you have created within your physical body. To sit in whichever is the most comfortable position for your body right now. Legs extended, legs in front, one leg contracted, the other one extended. Irrelevant. In Padmasana, full Padmasana, if your body allows and needs to get there. Let your body rest your hands, shoulders, neck, spine. One more time. In full humility, finding our seat in the world. Something doesn't have to end for us to find significance in it. We can find significance. We can choose to find importance and significance every time to every one of our circumstances, regardless of where we are. We can be anywhere. We can be in a parade and still find yourself. The only purpose of yoga is so we can get to that point of visualization, get to that point of remembering through that divine energy that lives, that is the soul of our soul, that divine energy that is only and everything to us, that lives and has ever lived and forever will live with us. The only one relationship that will stay forever. And that is our relationship to spiritual. That is the true coming back to divine love. So the arms open wide and the extension of the arms towards the sky, raise all our energy around us. Allow our hands to meet one more time, to bend the elbows, to bring your thumbs coming back into the heart center. And again, in gentle humility, finding our seat in the world. Finding our seat and space in the world of servitude, that we find an opportunity every time to serve through each other. It's not necessarily in each other, but through each other, we're serving that divine love, right? In yoga, we say namaste, which is recognizing the soul or the supreme divine energy in you. I see you. And that's why I serve you. And so may that create space for peacefulness and harmony, to really find truth, not get confused, distracted, intellectualized, but to find our deepest truth that comes by choosing the path of selfless, divine